Hi everyone, and welcome to this first AMA with the marketing team in Concordium. I'm very happy that you are joining. And this is the first meeting or the first AMA we have with the marketing team, and maybe we should have done this before, but we have been busy building a lot of other things, and now we're ready to present. I'll tell you a little bit about my background, and then we'll introduce the other team afterwards. But I was asked like a few months ago to establish a new marketing team in Concordium in order to scale what we already have, because we have a fantastic blockchain, or we don't have, but we have built a fantastic blockchain. And our most prominent mission in the marketing team is actually to spread the word about that Concordium, about that platform. And that's why we have created a team now, and we are 4 people plus Irene, which is behind the camera, so you'll not be able to see her right now. And then we have a student assistant, we have a graphic designer, and also a community or a network of community managers. So we now have a team on a mission, you could say, and we are ready to tell you about what we're going to do in the future, but also what we have been doing so far. And first of all, I would like to thank you for your support and contribution in the communities. I have seen people building fabulous content and spreading the word about Concordium. Please continue with that. Everything that can contribute to spreading the word about Concordium will help us all at the end of the day. Also, we have, of course, yes, we have a lot of people we have the community network where we have a lot of people building content and also helping us communicating about our strategy, our new visual identity, our website, and our new campaign. Before we go to the actual agenda, as you probably will see on the screen soon, I'll make a short introduction to the team. Before that, I will tell a little bit about myself. I actually have been working with Saxo Bank, as many other people here in Concordium, for many years, since mid-90s till 2012. And then I have spent 7 years in Saxo Bank. I was a CMO for many years, and then I spent 7 years in Switzerland as a consultant, marketing consultant for various financial institutions. And a few months ago, I joined Concordium because I think that first of all, I think it's a very interesting project. And also, I think with the team we have now and with the new vision we have and the new propositions, I think it's actually possible to make this happen. So that's my background. Robin, can you tell a little bit about yourself?
Well, thank you everybody for watching. Welcome to this AMA. I'm very thrilled to be with you here today. And a lot of you have already exchanged some words with me on Telegram. So I want to tell a little bit about myself. So I have a background in Web3. I was the previous editor-in-chief for DAppRadar. For those of you who don't know who DAppRadar is, it's basically a blockchain company. They track over 50 protocols across different verticals, such as DeFi, gaming, NFTs, and yeah, some others. I joined Concordium also 6 months ago, and I thought it was a very interesting project because I think that the way I see it is going to be the ideal bridge to finally make Web3 go global because of this very unique component of trust, and also because of the quality of the team behind Concordium. As you mentioned, Torben, most of you having this corporate background from no other than Saxo Bank. And yes, so that's me, and I look forward to telling you more about the communication side.
Cool. My name is Anne Korsgaard, and I'm not as visually out there as Robin might be. So I'm the marketing product manager. That means I work mainly behind the lines. I oversee all our marketing projects, ensuring that we involve the right stakeholders internally and externally, that we deliver on time, to high quality as we want to. So a lot of timing and processes. I have a background as a marketing consultant, so I know a lot about campaign activation, go-to-market strategy, and everything down that line. So yeah, pleased to be here.
Yeah, then on to me. My name is Rasmus. I'm the digital marketing manager. Yeah, I have responsibility amongst others as in reporting and the martech, what we call architecture, media buying and media spend, and so on. I have a background in software as a service. I've been working with software as a service for the past, I think, 7 or 8 years. So I have a very data-oriented approach to marketing. And I'm usually the guy sitting in the back room, looking at all the numbers, pulling the levers, turning knobs, so everything is running right. And this is something I'm also doing in Concordium. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So let's go to the agenda and see what we have for you today. Can we get the agenda in the picture? I don't know if we have it. Yeah, we need the first slide, I think. There we go. So what we're going to tell you about today is, first of all, about the communication strategy, because that's where we all started 4 months ago, to build the communication strategy, identifying our value proposition, and then build a communication strategy around that. Next step, obviously, in this process is when you have that in place, you start building the visual identity. Anna will tell you a little bit more about that later. We now recently, or actually yesterday, I think, we also launched a new website based on the communication strategy and the visual identity, because those are the foundation for a website and for all other communication and activation of campaigns and whatever we are doing. We have for a couple of months planned a push in September, which you probably already have seen, but we'll give you a lot of detailed information about that a little bit later. So all the September campaigns and what we are releasing, all the new announcements we have so far and coming, we'll tell you about that. Rasmus will tell you a little bit about our performance so far, because everything we are doing is about performance. Everything is based on performance. So also our new website, which is very important to understand here, has a business intelligence behind it. So it's all integrated to HubSpot, CRM systems, and also processes following up on everything that is coming into our website. That's why the website was very important for us. That's also why it has taken some time to build it, because we need to make sure that it works and that it delivers to our KPIs. And I'll come back to that later as well. Then we also have a new merchandise line, some fun stuff as well. Maybe you have heard about the new coin. This is the new CCD coin that we have. I'll tell you about how we can use that and what we are using it for. It's actually quite heavy, bigger than the Bitcoin. And we will, some closing remarks about the future. What can you expect? We'll discuss that as well. And we'll also leave time for your questions. We already got a few. And you're, of course, welcome to ask questions in the chat, should you have anyone, or if there's anything during this presentation that is unclear. And we will close with a draw, because we had a competition for all of you who contributed with feedback to the website in the community. We have a draw, so we have a winner who will get a selection of our new merchandise line. So that will happen at the end of this live stream. So let's start with Robin and a little bit about the communication strategy, because you actually was the one that started right after me. You were the first one. So I started like in April, I think, and you came right after. And the first thing we started discussing was the communication strategy. Not only us, because also with the company and all the stakeholders. And we also had external consultants helping us. So what was the process actually?
Well, what was most central for us was, first of all, to identify what were the pillars that we needed to focus on. Yeah. So we needed to extract the right stories, the right propositions, and explain that. Because also from my own experience, what happens a lot in this space, and also on the broader fintech, I would say, space, is that there's a lot of focus on the technology because technology is very exciting. But you usually end up with a product that a lot of people don't understand because there's more focus on the technology in the beginning. So we had to identify these pillars, and to do that, as you mentioned, Torben, we have involved reputable third parties and agencies. As I said before, when I joined Concordium, I thought this is an extremely interesting company and an opportunity because I see Concordium has one of the few blockchains out there that truly has the potential to make blockchain go global. Like, I truly believe that. But to do that, we require trust. And the thing is, how do you build trust? It's easier said than done. So to do that, we need to make people aware of us, aware of Concordium, that Concordium exists. We need to educate them on our value propositions, what differentiates us from competitors, especially, because there's a lot of competition out there, and there's a lot of overlaps as well. And then we need, of course, to have a vision, and we need to profile ourselves into that vision.
Yeah, that's actually interesting because that's something that we spend a lot of time on, finding the DNA of the company. Is this a blockchain or is it an ID proposition? Where are we, and how are we making a difference to the world, right? So we came up with this building a safer tomorrow. That was not the first version,
yes,
but that's where we ended up, and that's basically what we think we are doing, and we want to communicate based on that, let's say, tagline, building a safer tomorrow, because that's what we're thinking we should do in the future, and that's where we should position ourselves, right?
Exactly. And of course, the way that we build a safer tomorrow, it includes, you do that through the technology and the uniqueness of the technology, because when you look at the technologies that Concordium is using, if you take them apart, blockchain technology is nothing new. If you look at zero-knowledge proofs, it's nothing new. But Concordium combines these two in a very unique and strong way. And this has definitely the potential to revolutionize the industry and also to make companies that are normally on Web 2 and are actually contemplating on migrating over to Web 3 safe and comfortable that they can do this.
We also had another challenge, which was combining, let's say, because the profile for Concordium previously had been more on the corporate or business side. But there is a huge crypto native community out there also interested in our project. So it was very important also for us to combine those two in the communication strategy, because it's difficult to combine two so different audiences. But I think when you look at the website and the visual identity that you will touch upon a little bit later, I think with the Web3 agency we hired for that, they actually managed to make a very good bridge between those two, because I think our proposition and Concordium's proposition is that we have both pillars or both legs to stand on, right? And many blockchains don't. So that was also a challenge for us to communicate, how to communicate to two so different audiences, right?
Correct. And also one of the most unique things that Concordium has, the way I see it, is our scientific expertise.
Yeah.
This is a science-based blockchain.
Definitely.
It's actually science tested, so it's the most obvious choice for traditional businesses.
Okay, so that was, if that's okay with you, Robin,
Of course.
we can come back to it later. It's just we have a lot on the agenda today, so we want to move a little bit on, and we can come back to, if you have questions, as I said before,
Absolutely.
you're welcome to ask them in the chat. So maybe
I will
Anna will talk a little bit about the visual identity.
I would love to talk a little bit about the visual identity. So we already started profiling ourselves, and we did so with a new visual identity. So what we did is we asked a Web3 design agency to come up with a proposal for what would this look like. And what they did is they looked into, okay, what are the core identity pillars of a Concordium? Not identity as the products we're selling, but like the identity of Concordium. And transparency, security, privacy. So how can you show that in the visual identity? And what they came up with, as you can see on some of the images, glass. Well, transparent, can get all kind of shapes and colors, you can play around with it, and you can get something out of it different than what you put in.
And
So
it's also very nice
and it's also just
for graphic design to have those
Yeah.
elements, right?
Very clean.
Exactly.
Because it's make it easier. It makes it easier to make content and creatives, right, and visuals.
Definitely. So it's a bit lighter than what we're used to, which I personally think is really nice. And we have also received a lot of good feedback. So we hope you feel the same. But basically, this visual entity will serve as the common thread for all of Concordium's touch points. So that will be, well, of course, the website that you have already seen. It will be all internal and external presentations, much like the age verification presentation that we just shared with you today. I hope you can see that it follows the new visual entity. It will also be all of our tools. It will be our merchandise, and of course, finally, all of our channels. So wherever you're going to see us, we're going to look the same. We're going to look sleek, very nicely. And well, finally, of course, the whole new brand book will be very soon available on our website. So to everyone in our community, to all of our use cases, anyone else out there who wants to use our logo or graphic elements or new icons or colors, much more, it will be available for download.
And that's very important because we have a very engaged community. We have a lot of
Yes.
people out there building content, and I think moving forward it'll be a lot easier for those to build content because we will provide all the bits and pieces from images, of course, logos, video content, and everything else that you can build upon and create your own content. And that's actually what we think is the best way to scale this because we can't build all the content in the world. So we definitely need your support here as well. And we already have seen a lot of content out there, brilliant and very good content. And we will support that in the future by providing access to all the bits and pieces that we have produced, copy, images, videos, and so on and so forth. So that is one of the important things that you will see in the future, that we will help you helping us scale the awareness of, or increase the awareness of Concordium.
Absolutely. So yeah, I already mentioned one of the places that you can see the new visual entity is on the website.
Yeah, the website, yeah. Let's go to the website. So what happened to the website? Because I've also seen that there has been some discussion in the community about the website. So let me tell you a little bit about what we did. So a couple of weeks ago, we had the first beta launch. So I saw someone asked if we had the beta launch before we actually had the public launch. No, we didn't. We have been working on this website for a long time. So the first one to take a look at, of course, was the management, also the compliance department, to make sure that first of all, that we have the content as a minimum viable website to be able to go out there and make it public. Of course, we had a lot of feedback from the content that we at that point had on the website. So we made, of course, a lot of an iteration. And then after that, we sent it to all Concordium employees, around 70, 80 people. Got a lot of feedback from there. Made some corrections and a new iteration. And then a few days ago, we even sent it as a sneak preview to the community before we make it public. You could say that if you send to the community, it's public, yes, but we think that it's good to send it to the community before we actually make it public for everyone. So we also got a lot of good feedback from you guys out there, and thank you very much. Which means that we are in the process of a new iteration, considering all your good ideas and also implementing all your corrections. We have a backlog of maybe 50, 60 tasks, all ASAP tasks, but we can't do everything overnight. So it'll take a couple of days before we are there. So why would we go out with a website that is not finished? Yeah, we had a website that was about 80%, I would say, and we're still lagging 20% maybe to have a very decent website. But even with 80%, the website was better than what we had. I think that most of you will probably agree. But more important is that we already see that it is performing a lot better than the previous website. So it's our marketing, it's our duty. If we have something that performs better than we already have, it's our duty to get it out there. So that's why we published it as soon as possible. And also very important with the website is that it's not like a document that is finished. It will never be, because it's a continuous. There will be continuous iterations, and of course we'll add content as we move on, and we'll also make correction, adjustments, and new iterations. And so you will see more and more content coming in the coming weeks, months, years, whatever. So it's very important that it's you used to call it a
living organism.
A living organism, right? That so actually the website is a living organism, and it is the center. Even though that of course the community channels are very important, but to make sure that we get all the business insights from what's going on there, meaning mostly people signing up or getting in contact with us, we try to drive as much traffic and interest to the website, because when you have any interest in Concordium built as a developer, partner, use case, become an employee or whatever, we would prefer to go through the website, because then we have all the data that we can work on afterwards, and we can also follow up in a structured way, which we haven't been able to before. So that's a very important for the new website and the new structure, is actually the business intelligence behind the website, which also took some time to prepare.
And also say that the website was built with a lot of flexibility in it. So it means that whenever new feedback comes in, we can change it rather easily. It won't take much time. So it's also more campaign oriented, which is something we're going to use a lot going forward.
It's a very good example, because earlier today, an hour ago, I think, we actually released the age verification proposition or solution. So we have made a presentation about that, and it took us like 5 minutes to put on the website. So because we today have focused on the age verification, you will find it as the first thing in the ID flow on the website. So that's the first thing you will see. Yesterday it was the Web3 ID, because yesterday we launched Web3 ID. Tomorrow it's something else, and next week it's going to be something completely different, which Anna will tell you a little about. So very important here is the flexibility of the website, being able to adjust it to the campaign and what else we're doing.
All right. So now we're getting into the engine room of the marketing team.
I think that's what people have been looking forward to.
Yes. So the September marketing push, September campaigns that we have been, teasing about leading up to September is now ongoing. So I hope that you noticed the first week of September we had an ESG push. We did a lot of content, use case announcements, academic papers, reports, articles about ESG.
I don't think, maybe they saw it in the community, but they don't see, because we use other channels. And I think it's important also to emphasize here that we have the community we have, but we want to increase it. But so posting only in the community we already have, that's not enough. To even increase or build more communities, and I know you'll touch upon that a little bit later. We actually use external channels here. So we are advertising in various ESG websites and magazines, or we did that last week. And we already have seen, I have to tell that now, we already have seen a lot of people signing up for meetings with our ESG experts here in Concordium. I think Maria, our Green Queen, I think was one.
Queen of Green.
Queen of Green, yes, she's our expert, and she had more meetings that she actually could be able to take. So we had a lot of interest, and we can see that continuing as well. So that's a very important part of going out there and making people aware of Concordium is, of course, that they also engage with us.
Definitely.
And start building.
We are doing more than just organic content out there. So definitely. I'll share some more details shortly. But first, the week that we are in, ID week. Hope you have noticed. Maybe you have. So there's, of course, the release of Web3 ID. There is, the live event. I hope you were watching. It was a really good one. And also, age verification today. And we already have announced or given updates on use cases. We will launch a use case tomorrow as well and give update. So there's a lot more coming. Next week is going to be DeFi week. So again, use case updates, use case announcements, and be sure to be on Twitter because we're going to do a lot of Twitter's X Spaces, it's called now. We're going to do a lot of X Spaces. So we're going to do a lot of those. Both Holger and Milan will be super busy next week, so make sure to follow along. Then the final week of September is going to be AI week. Again, use case announcements, use case updates. We have BFT launching on mainnet, not on AI, but still super exciting, and we'll make sure to tell you some more about that already next week. Then we have the webinar with Maria, and a lot of guests. It's going to be a really good one. And we're going to end the week with an AMA with our founder, Lasaya. So all in all, a lot of news coming out there, all under different themes. And we hope that
I think it's important also here to emphasize that we cannot announce who, because we know exactly who is releasing what on what date.
Yes.
But we can't, because then it would be public, right? And then
it would already be announced now.
Then it would already be announced.
So yeah, definitely.
So, but there are a lot of exciting stuff coming up in the coming days.
Yeah. So just back to what you touched upon before, Torben. Of course, we are organically posting on our SoMe channels and our community channels. We are also intensively putting push and paid behind our content. So here's just some of the things that
I have to say before, because we actually have tenfolded our budget for this month, our marketing spend. So we spend a lot more money on advertising than we have been doing before.
Ever before.
So why, I know a lot of you have asked, why don't you do anything? Because we have been waiting for, this is a process. Communication strategy, visual identity, website, business insights, back-end, CM system. All this needs to be in place before you start spending a lot of money. Otherwise, you'll waste them. So that's why we have been waiting. Now we are ready, and now we start spending a lot of money. Significant budget on these things that you're going through here.
Yes. So, as mentioned, throughout the month of September and also into the month of October, we are doing Google Ads and crypto-centric ads in different publications online. We're doing paid ads on LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, and Reddit. And we are finally, I would like to say, doing influencer collaborations. So we're doing influencer marketing through different Web3 agencies. And we are also right now having an influencer collaboration with Concordium. So you might have already seen on Twitter, on our channels, on Concordium's channels, we're promoting an airdrop. If you haven't already participated, I suggest that you do so. Well, and then I think this is also really exciting. We're doing advertising in different ESG publications. So ESG Today, ESG Investor, Energy Global, and Sustainability Magazine. And basically, so it's like a collaboration. We're pushing content out through them, using their communities, their reach to get our message out there, and also hopefully to book some meetings with Maria. And then I think this one is maybe the most exciting one. We are doing a takeover on the Brave browser. So we're actually going to be taking over the front page of the Brave browser. And from that front page, you will be able to go directly to a website on the ID page. It's going to look something like this.
For those of you who don't know what the Brave browser is, it's the most privacy-centered browser out there. There's around 60 million users using this browser, and everyone will see this message about the Web3 ID.
Yes.
They will be directed directly to, or redirected directly to our website. We expect more than 100,000 visitors from this campaign. So that's only one activity that we that is coming up. But also, if you go back to the previous one, because I would also touch a little bit on the influencer marketing, because many of you have asked and also suggested a lot of influencers, and thank you very much for that. We keep them coming, and we are considering everything that we get in from you, that we receive from you. But we have now lined up, I think, between 8 and 10 influencers that will start creating content for us. I can't give you the exact list right now, but at some point you will start seeing the content out there. But of course, we have influencers in different verticals. So there will be, of course, crypto natives and also in different channels. So that's from TikTok to Twitter to YouTube and to other, or X as it's called, and to other channels as well. So we have hired and built an influencer network, and then they will be activated very shortly. I think they'll start maybe this or next week, creating content for us. So that's, again, you have asked for it, and that has been a part of our strategy from the beginning. But as we said before, it's very important that we have the foundation ready before we start spending money, because otherwise we'll waste. It could be a waste of marketing spend. But now we're ready to scale, and we have a lot of activities, also more than you see here on the slide behind me. There are a lot more coming.
Yes. And based on all the content that we already put out there, I think I'll give the mic to you, Rasmus.
My turn. Well, yes, it's important to say before we start that we have been building a proper setup that makes it possible for us to be more data-oriented than ever before. So we're measuring how our content is performing. This is being the base of what we're producing next. This is also going to be the base of what we deliver back to our product team of what we're building. Is what you actually like. That's one thing important to say. But I will then move on to actual numbers. And I think Tom also mentioned this just before, that we started back in April, and we've already seen a trend curve going upwards. So we're growing just a bit. Before that, as we started, we started to plan, test out things, learned a lot, and we've been doing that so for months. And we're starting to see some things happening. As you can see, in August, we started to see a rise in visits, unique visitors on the website. Go okay. And from now, we could see already in September, we almost took over the result of August already. So projected, we're going to have more than 20,000 visitors to our website.
That's the organic one,
Yes.
but on top of that, we have the 100,000 or more coming from our campaigns.
Yes, from the paid advertising we're having as well. So this is just a drop in the ocean next to that. Yeah. So we're going to see a lot more coming in.
But also we know that the quality from organic is a lot higher than we'll see from even from the Brave browser, because there will be a lot of traffic with lower quality. But important here is that this is the organic growth, and that's what we're working on. So that's a projected. That's what we expect in September. We already have more than the number we had in August, right?
Just about it, yes.
Just about it, okay.
Which is the best month we've ever had when it comes to website visits. Yeah. So it's actually very good. Super excited about that. And moving on to LinkedIn, we've seen sort of the same trend, that we are growing. Then we had some holidays in Denmark, which means that we didn't have a lot that many engagements. And then again in September, we've already overtook August and projected we will have the best month ever when it comes to engagements. And this is just from the start that we've seen with the ESG campaign that we've launched last week and the beginning of this week. So a lot of more things will actually happen in this part. And even more interesting is that we've seen something on Twitter, or X as it's called now. We've seen a growth, but a huge growth coming in August.
A spike in August.
A spike, you can say. And this is something that we're looking for. Can we see some trends that we can then expand on and do more of? And what's happened in August that we had actually 2 campaigns with some Web3 tools. It's Sealy and Galaxy. So one day actually we had more than 10,000 engagements. So that's quite a lot for a campaign. So we will go more into what the Web3 can offer us. We're not going to see the same results in September. Well, we don't know yet, but projected we're going to see still one of the best months we've ever had. The second best month we've ever had when it comes to engagements on Twitter. So that's also very good. Yes, and that leads to something, because it has to lead to something, right?
Yeah, that's important because even though it's fine to see a lot of new traffic and engagement, but do they do anything?
Let's see. Actually, yes.
Okay.
So we've actually seen this last couple of months a huge growth in leads coming in.
So it's important here to define what leads is, because that's people who are interested in building on Concordium.
Exactly.
And we track that very close, right? So
Very closely. And as you can see, we also are looking at what channels they're coming from, which type of leads they actually are. And in August, we saw a huge increase in leads, and these are mainly done organically. Actually, you can see that on the right, we have most of them coming directly to the website, and
so those could be businesses, developers, partners, whatever, people engaging, signing up for something, or asking for a meeting or whatever. So
the largest part is grant applications. That's 35%. And grant applications is typically leads coming in that already is a project that's ready to build.
Yeah.
They just
need the money.
They actually need the money, and this is something we can help them with. So these are actually the best type of leads that we have, and also the biggest part of what we have. And also together with this growth in leads, we've also seen that we of course do better leads, but also a little shout out to our sister department, the business development department, who's also booked more meetings per lead than ever. So actually we've grown quite a lot in these parts. So it's very cool to work with such skilled guys.
So it looks like the metrics we're looking at is we are looking at a number of visits that were on the website, engagements in social media and communities and all this. It actually adds up to something more tangible, like people contacting us, showing interest in building on Concordium or partnering with Concordium. So we expect more than 750 people coming in this month, and that's a lot. That's a lot. We have never seen numbers like that before, and hopefully they will start building on or developing an ecosystem or whatever they are doing to increase the let me say it like this, maybe like the value of Concordium and our ecosystem, and in a few months we'll see hopefully a lot more use cases live, generating more transactions, because that's what we at the end of the day are looking for.
Exactly.
Transactions on the Concordium blockchain.
Yes.
All right. Should we move on to something almost as fun?
Time is running.
Yeah.
I can see.
Yes. Yeah. So we have some new merchandise.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. We have a different thing.
And maybe you can start by showing what you have in your hand, and I can find things.
Yes, I have this. If we have I think we have a camera here. We have a very exciting coin. Maybe you have already seen out there that they have Bitcoins, and Ethereum have a coin and has a coin, and they all make coins. So we made one for sampling. So this is the new Concordium coin. It looks like this, and on the backside there is a QR code that works. So when you scan this code, you'll go directly to the website and read hopefully exciting stuff about Concordium. Or maybe that could be an airdrop. It could have a value. You could be a member of a loyalty club or whatever. So these are things that we're considering. But right now it will just send you to the website. So that's our new coin. It will be available for you also very soon with the other stuff that we have done. So we have a new T-shirt, Concordium T-shirt with a logo. On the backside it says "Building a Safer Tomorrow." We have this campaign T-shirt, which is ID yourself, reveal nothing. On the backside, also a QR code where you will go directly to our ID proposition on the website. Of course, we also have a tote bag. And why are we showing you all this? Because in a minute, we're going to have a draw from the competition. So this is actually the prize for the winner of the competition that we published on the website, or Robin published on the website in the Telegram channel last week. We have.
I think the final thing Robin is actually wearing.
He has. Oh yeah. Robin has that. And then we also have a puzzle. Very, very difficult puzzle, jigsaw puzzle, to be honest. So that's the Concordium with our new visual identity. We were in our Aarhus office yesterday to hand out all this merchandise to all our colleagues in Aarhus, and they have been trying to solve this puzzle. It's almost impossible, even for our core blockchain people, and they are very clever over there. They are scientific people, but this will also be available, and we'll use this as prizes when we do hackathons and other competitions. And then we have, the bottle here.
That one is pretty cool. You should show how it expands.
Yeah, exactly. So all this is the prize for the draw that we will do in a minute for the winner. We'll get all this, and also we will use our merchandise because we have a lot of T-shirts, caps also, which is not here. We'll use that to send out to those of you contributing with a lot of content as an appreciation. We have seen also a lot of engagement from the Concordium army. So we will also provide them with some of our merchandise. And for everyone else, very soon we'll also launch a web shop. So on the website you'll be able to buy this stuff. Not that we're going to think that that's how we will make a living in the future. But I know that some of you have asked for it. And I know in one of the EMAs that Lars made recently, he said, that will eventually come. So, but now it's there and we have the stuff. So that was more on the fun side. So what is the next day? We should discuss a little bit about the.
You want to do the draw at the end?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, then you have to stay here and watch.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
A little bit about the future.
Yes.
Yes. So of course, this is what we have been brewing on for the last couple of months. But it's not, as I probably hopefully said in the beginning, it's not that when October starts, we will stop everything. We have a lot of things in the pipeline. So moving forward, there will be a lot of activity also in the coming months, October, November, December, and next year as well. The important thing for us, to be honest, though, is that we want to look at, we want to take a look at the insights after this month's spent to make sure that we do the right things, that we get the right quality, that we are addressing the right sources and channels. And that's why we, as Rasmus said, we are very data-oriented. So at the end of the month, we're going to take a look at what we have gained from the campaigns and all the efforts. And then we're going to do more of what is working and less of what is not working. I think it's the most simple way to put it. And then we're going to decide from there what we want to do. And it's not that we're going to do less, but we're going to do more of what works and less of what is not working. Because to be honest, we don't know. We need data, and I know there are a lot of opinions about what we should do and what we should not do. And even here we have different opinions, but at the end of the day, it's the numbers that count. So we have to look at the inside, at the numbers of what is working and what is not working. Maybe you also have a little bit about the future on?
Yes, absolutely. Well, it's super exciting. Because right now we find ourselves in a more mature space. It's long gone are the days of Wild Wild West in Web3. We have seen for the past 2 years regulators pulling out their hammers globally, and we are in a very unique position with Concordium, not only because of the very strong use of our blockchain technology together with zero knowledge proofs, but also where we are located. Because believe it or not, right now we are leading in Europe in terms of regulatory frameworks. So it's going to be more clarity. So players in the industry understand now more than ever the importance of building things and doing things right from the get-go. And if you build on Concordium, you will be building on the most regulation-ready blockchain. and I will focus a lot on explaining why we are the most
in the future communication.
in the future communication, what it means to be the most regulation-ready blockchain. And it goes beyond the fact that we have identity embedded at the protocol level. And then also looking beyond Web3, right? Because we have a lot of components here. It's not only Web3, it's not only adding more liquidity to DeFi and bringing in more institutional investors and expanding the use cases of blockchain. But there are also many cool technologies out there. They are transforming, the ways that we live, such as AI. We recently have a very interesting partnership with a use case that does AI, how
which actually will be released in the last month of September, right, Anna? Announced.
We can reveal nothing.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. But
Exactly.
But there will be announcement in
Yes.
end of September about AI blockchain.
Yes, that's correct. So and we have also done we did a great broadcast that with Cole and Maria, explaining the power of these two technologies converging together, and then the way we do it, adding the zero knowledge proofs. That's going to be a game changer in this industry.
Definitely.
So
and that is a differentiator for us because, as you may, if you haven't seen it yet, but today we released the age verification built on the Web3 ID.
Absolutely.
So now we have built a platform from where you can actually build use cases that solve problems for real people.
Absolutely.
And not even for real people, but also for lawmakers, because what you will expect, or what we know in the coming months, specifically within the EU countries, but also in the US, that there will be a lot of discussion about age restricted content, but there's no one out there having a proper solution where you secure privacy with the zero knowledge proof and all this, but we have. So that's why we are positioning ourselves with the Web3 ID, and on top of that, how you actually can use it to build real solution that there is a demand for, or there will be a demand for, because it will be by law that you have to implement solutions on your website, otherwise you'll not be in business. So hopefully we'll see a lot more on that in the future. That's also one of the strategies moving forward to go through the verticals, find out what are the problems. We have a solution, and we go out and tell them this is how you can solve the problem with our solution in a proper, compliant, secure, safe way, and also.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And of course, also focus on more activation activities, such as the ones that we did on Sealy and Galaxy and the likes, to bring in more people and the crypto natives, especially the crypto natives who have understood that things have changed and the space has changed.
Exactly, we see that more and more people are actually endorsing Concordium, because we have both legs, saying, okay, this is might be the right for the future, the right solution for the right blockchain for the future. Right?
All right, guys. We
Okay.
have already been talking for a long, long time.
Any questions?
And we have gotten a couple of questions.
Okay.
So we promised to answer them. So let's do it. First one is, what about SEO improvement?
Oh.
That's a good question, though. Yeah, that's for me. Well, SEO improvement, that's a long project, actually. Some people think that it's something that you can just change in a day or in a week. But this is something, when you change something, and it's usually you will see it in half a year. So the real results of this. So it is something that we're building on, and it's something that we're very focused on. But we won't see the results in the SEO part for a website until the next half a year. So yes, we are definitely working very hard on it, but we'll see.
Maybe we also have here to put in or add that the new technology AI is actually very important also in SEO, because people are using that all over, spamming, posting a lot of content to the search engines, right? Yes. And we have also a project about that, how we can profit from AI generated content in terms of SEO and to generate more organic traffic. But it is a complicated process. Not that we are experts in SEO, not at all, but we have partnerships with people who will help us doing that. The first step here was to get the website live, because it is better than what we have and the next step is to improve it.
All right. Sorry, keeping the answers short, 'cause
Sure.
then you can have
Yes.
time to answer more.
Do we have yes or no questions?
Maybe. Well, next one is, will the new website also add the chat function? And I think that's also for you, Rasmus.
What chat function?
It just says the chat function.
Okay, the chat function.
You will add a chat function, and I would say more to come on that.
All right.
Yeah, I can say a little bit
You
more
can?
though there.
All
Yeah,
right.
we have also on the chatbot, AI chatbot function. We have been working on a project with some partners for some time, and we are right now testing really good AI chatbot that we can implement very soon on the website. What does that mean? That means that of course, first of all, it would be a lot easier to find stuff on the website, but not only on the website, but down to white papers and whatever. And potentially it can also help you build solutions, coding your stuff and all this. But more about that later this month, because as you maybe remember, we have the AI week at the end of this month. That there might be more info to come there.
Yes.
All right. So, which SOMI are you focused on? What magazines, venues, platforms have priority? Where they all shared in the news channel? I think maybe you wanna.
I think if I can, before you start, because of course there are focus, but as I said before, for us, performance is very important, and so we will be focused on those that perform. So what are the right channels? What are the right sources? We don't know yet. Of course, we have good ideas because we can already see increasing engagement and all this. But actually, we would like to wait until the end of this month or beginning of October when we have all numbers consolidated and all the data inside, to make a conclusion and say these are the one that we will focus on, because we will focus on those where we get the highest ROI at the end of the day, meaning highest quality in terms of people who want to build on Concordium partnerships, developing ecosystem, etc. And also generating a new wallet account, of course.
But still, for now, we are focused on some.
We are.
Yes. Which SOMI are you focused on? Well, every SOMI channel addresses different types of audiences, right? So we are working on all fronts. And as Torben, just to echo Torben here, we are also testing a lot. We need to do a lot of testing to see what works, what doesn't work. We just finished full rebranding, and you are seeing that by our content diversification. You're seeing that with the new website that we're presenting to you. And that also goes along with our tone of voice and the way that this corpus vivum of Concordium unfolds itself, so to speak. I am very keen on certain media outlets. I cannot comment exactly which ones because we don't have anything, signed on. But I can only say that it is very reputable media. Some of it we have already done things with them. One thing I would like to stress, though, here is that since I think that one of Concordium's strongest unique selling points is our scientific expertise, I really want to focus on bringing that message out there, and especially how we use zero-knowledge proofs together with blockchain. And to do that, it's going to be done in different ways, but one of the ways that I can share is that I would really love to see us participating in research and reports, because this type of content has a major longevity than, say, in making social media posts or like a one-time kind of thing. And this will hopefully be used by key opinion leaders and will echo the Concordium brand and will establish ourselves even beyond Web3.
Thanks. All right, we have a question, and I think I will just maybe answer this one. It's just short. Who will be the influencers? And it's very easy to answer. Some are already working. Those you will be able to see on Twitter. And some we are just finishing the contracts with, so we can announce those. And then based on how the collaboration is going to go, we'll decide if we're going to continue with those influencers or test out other influencers. So,
but it is a mix of crypto natives and other influencers,
definitely.
right? And it's not only X, it's also YouTube. It's YouTube. It's actually TikTok as well. There's a couple using TikTok as well. LinkedIn, I think there's one as well. So it's a mix of different. And again, it's coming back to the process we have here. We are testing stuff right now. We are in the testing phase, even if we are scaling up, but we're also testing what works. So contracting influencers, that's a tough job, because first of all, I think they are worth a lot of money, but we would like to see that performance before we actually start contracting them for a longer period of time.
All right. I think we just have 2 more questions, and then we will do the draw. All right. So, is there a reason you're not using ACX for cookies? Is this something you plan on using in the future?
Yeah, I don't know, but I can say that ACX is one of the use cases building on Concordium, and it's a very interesting project. And they have their own proposition and have their own, profile. We haven't. We have a lot to do, and I think you have seen that today. We have a lot to do just to make sure that we have a new website. And there are a lot of things that we have that we are thinking about, and also planning. If when and how and what we can't say by now, but it's not. It's not something that's going to happen tomorrow, because it takes some development as well. But definitely, we like the proposition and the project and all this, and let's see how it goes. And at some point, we'll need a solution, whether it's going to be ACX or something else around privacy and cookie and all this. We'll implement it, definitely. Could be ACX, let's see. All
right, final question. Do you expect an increase in TCD price based on all the marketing activities? That's a good question, because I think making also you have to consider here that we want to be compliant, which means that we can't just create hype about now the CCD price is going up and all this, because you'll be regulated out of the market very soon if you are doing so. So our strategy is more showing the quality of the blockchain. Attracting people who want to build on the blockchain using the ecosystem, the toolings we have, and all the other things that we're offering. And also, of course, we hope to see an increase, which we already can, see an increase in number of people signing up for our wallet. All these KPIs, metrics, if you want, they will eventually add up, hopefully, for higher demand of the CCDs, and the higher demand, the higher price. So you potentially, it's not something that we advertise directly, because we don't want. But hopefully we'll see an increased interest in the project, and that will eventually also hopefully have influence on the CCD price. But there's no guarantees. We have no clue whether it's going up or down. There's also a market, right, out there that you have to. There's no guarantees.
No guarantees, but I think we're on the right track.
Let's hope so. All right, talking about track, we are almost hitting 1 hour, so I think it's time.
We have 1 minute left.
I think it's time that we announce who gets all of this amazing merch.
Actually, we already made the draw before.
Yeah.
Before this, because first of all, thank you very much for your feedback on the website. Please, if you still have feedback, use the feedback form at the bottom of our website. A lot of people did that the last couple of days in the community. Thank you very much for that. Among those, we have drawn a winner who will get everything on the table here and more to come. And the winner was Stisen. So that's Stisen. That's the first part of the email. So congratulations to you, and thank you for your valuable feedback. We'll send you an email, and then you can reply with your address, and we'll make sure you'll receive a package before Christmas, a package with all the all the stuff we have here on the table. So thank you very much, right?
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
It's not going to be the last time. We'll come back soon, and hopefully on a recurrent basis we can have these sessions, and hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.